This is our side yard. This part of the yard had a serious water problem when we first moved in. The water would flow in from the neighbors' yards, flow right across the backyard, and come into our foundation and go in the window wells into the basement. And it was really a problem. I've got some pictures showing the water just running down this side yard like a river. We fixed most of those problems with a couple of swales, very, very small, I guess you'd call them micro swales, various places along the yard. There are 3 of them in all. The third and final one is actually right here where my foot is. It's just a sort of a lump that keeps the water that is in this part of the yard from getting any closer to the house. The foundation doesn't start until right here where these bricks are. So that's still far enough away from the house to keep water from reaching into the foundation. This rain barrel here is hooked up to a diverter. This is a commercial downspout diverter, and what that does is it prevents the barrel from overflowing dramatically when we get heavy downpours of rain. So it only lets in as much water as the overflow pipe can handle, and that goes into an underground pipe that goes out to the curb, and so that prevents an overflow of water from getting into the foundation and causing problems. We didn't have that initially, and I had to come out here when we'd get a heavy rain. I had to come out in the downpour and disconnect the rain barrel. So I'm a big fan of downspout diverters. We have a patch of soil here that I can't keep mulch on because the wind comes whipping around the side of the house, and I need to either find a kind of mulch that won't blow, such as wood chips, or get something permanently established here. What I'm using right now is lamb's quarters and sunflowers, because they don't have any problem getting established, and they create a microclimate that allows other plants to get established. So once the other plants are established there, I can cut the lamb's quarters and sunflowers down. But in the meantime, there's a lot of bare ground there, which I don't like. There's a prickly pear cactus here, prickleless prickly pear. It has no thorns. So we might try eating that at some point when it gets a little bigger. A lot of plants here to attract insects. I don't have a lot of edibles here because the house was treated for termites 5 years ago, and I'm not convinced it's safe yet, but I do have some fruiting plants. This is a hardy kiwi vine, still in its first year. It is going to need a lattice to climb, a trellis, so I'll be putting in a trellis there. The grapevines are in their 3rd or 4th year. They already have a trellis, but it needs to be replaced at some point because it's vinyl and it's cracking, and also it's not big enough. You can see the vines are really taking over. But we're going to have a huge crop of grapes this year, or at least we're looking forward to a huge crop. We got about 2 gallons of grapes last year. They're all seedless. They're wonderful table grapes. I'm having some luck establishing some rosemary here. Here's the other kiwi vine. They have to be planted in pairs, male and female. I'm not entirely sure which one is which yet, but we'll know soon enough. And all along this side yard there are lots of irises. When we moved in, they were planted all the way across the side yard so that it was impassable. But we've moved them to the side, we've moved them various places. I'm using them mostly to keep the weeds down along the fence. So that is the story of the side yard, except for one thing. We have lamb's quarters here, or excuse me, lamb's ear, that are spreading into the grass and becoming a ground cover, which is wonderful on bare feet. So I love lamb's ear as a ground cover. I want more of that. Thanks for watching.